Okay, I'm recording. I'm going to remote actually into the computer in the other space. We'll be using this one for rendering. Make sure this one's all right. You're good. All right, so let me set up the server first. You guys don't have to emulate this one, but eventually we're going to come down to these multi-user settings. All right, so once this opens, graphics card's freaking out. Always something. When you spend that much money on a computer, you think you could open up a project quick. Come on. All right, so this is our server. And everyone should have already had a chance to go to the multi-user editing page first. So let's go to your project settings. Right, it's over settings, project settings. And all the way down, you have multi-user editing on the bottom left. And you just need to say, put in a display name, and then choose a server port. The server port is 7000. And if you don't see a server port, it's because this show advanced triangle isn't twirled down. All right, so there it is, 7,000. Just to make it fresh in your minds, I'll go ahead and jam in this presentation into Slack into week 13. In case you need to see it closer up. All right, and then let's go ahead and set up the server. You guys don't do this one. I'm going to do this one, which is basically I need to put the IP, which I've updated. This is the correct IP address, colon 7,000. So when I do, so let me do that real quick. Project settings, multi-user, and this one is the server, and it's on port 7000. That's great. And then if we go over to UDP settings, it has its own. So I'm going to change this to 0.0.0.0.0:0, and then put its own IP address in here, 7,000. So it was set up for virtual camera. We'll have to put the virtual camera settings back in place when we get in there. Yeah, this is the server. It's going to look exactly like this. Yeah, 123. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to do it on the client because I'm going to be a client as well as you folks. So this is where we need to put in your 0-tier IP, okay? And then again, the server computer is at the bottom. So this computer is 192.168.192.242. That's my computer. That's my 0-tier. Again, you can go in, you could see, show your networks and see what your IP address is. It shouldn't change. And then in the target, it needs to be that server computer. And again, that server computer is, I will put it in the Slack for everyone so you can just copy and paste it. All right, make sure you hit enter when you put it in there. That way it puts it in. All right, so I'm going to start the server on the remote computer. And that's the multi-user browser. And then I'm going to launch a server. Again, it opens up this command prompt or this command window. As long as there's no red or yellow warnings, the server's been created. And what's cool about this is that if Unreal crashes, this is still running. And so this is actually what our server is. And then I'm going to start a new session. And it's going to be called Virtual Production, or VProd. That's what Grant likes to say. Cool. So my server has created its own session. On my computer locally, I can either come over to, if I enable the window, I have multi-user utilities, or I can find it under window, and it's under like developer tools, all the way down, hidden multi-user browser. Okay. So I see it, and I'm joining in. If you haven't like used your VPN for a while, sometimes it's good to toggle it off and toggle it back on to confirm you're still on the VPN. But we have some people here, so that means that overall it's working. There might be some like differences between your settings and whatnot. Uh, is there any of these slides I can go over again for anyone if you're like almost here, you just need to see something else one more time? The multi-user session thing. So in your project settings, you can either say um, enable the button, and it'll just be at the top toolbar. It'll restart your project, or you go under Window, Developer Tools, and then um, it's right here, multi-user. Cool, cool. So we're all in this untitled map. Again, when you're making these projects, you want to make sure everyone lands in untitled maps so no one like grabs something and locks it from everyone else, and therefore creating a new version. Cool. There's dirt. All right, so we're slowly populating in, and let's go look at our treatment, and let's go through and see our project now. Everything should be in, and we're just gonna read the story. So we actually did see the, yeah, go ahead. Have you pushed everything? Or well, because then then everyone's gonna do a different version. Yeah. You did. It's fun. I wanted to do like a scavenger hunt for us all putting the project together. Um, it's something I'll continue to shoot for in the future. Cool. So we've already had the benefit of seeing the bioluminescent jungle campus from Charlotte last week because we shot in there a little bit. Did you make any changes to that? Nothing? Okay. So what I'm going to do though is we have two characters, and one of them was the incorrect character. So I'm just going to go in there and get that ready. We're going to prep everything here for the shoot, and that way it's all just ready for us when we get in there. All right. So I'm going to find the bioluminescent jungle, and that's the beach. We got a lot of bioluminescent stuff. NYU jungle. So you have two. Which one is the one that you want us to use? I'd like to say something like, you guys did a really good job with version control. And like, no one screwed it up. Like everyone, like, like normally the project gets destroyed like two or three times, and I have to like rebuild it, and like no one screwed it up. I'm like super impressed. Maybe I'm better at teaching, or you guys are just smarter at version control. Um, so this looks like it was the map that we were using, because there's our characters over there. I'm gonna go to our virtual camera and turn off the uh, the camera for a second so that we can see normally. Wink. Cool. So if you want to find me, you go to this multi-user browser, and you can actually, this is like a hyperlink, and you can find me and jump to this map. Again, not super essential. I just thought it'd be fun for us all to kind of play around. So the way I set this up is that you have this what's called a virtual root actor. It's something that it's actually in the engine, VP root, right? And I brought out here, and this is kind of like your stage, and then everything on top of it is like zeroed out on there. And so I can move. So what happens is I move this actor around, the root actor, and all the mocap performers move with it. All right, so that's kind of like how we'll operate it, and that's how the camera operators will kind of know what they're doing. Cool. So I'm going to go back to the camera actor and turn off the interface. And then we have the wrong performer here. We have our hospital person. So I'm going to delete them. They're part of takes, so I'm going to keep them in there. This is why you would want to spawn characters. I'm just going to hide them. Actor hidden in game. Cool. And then I'm going to bring in our, I'm going to bring in Grant's Bulldog. All ready for mocap. So under skeletal meshes, Bulldog, there he is. Looks like I brought him in twice somehow. And then I'm going to move it to our VP roots at the very bottom. There you go. So now we're ready to go again. Bulldog. And Satan, ready to go. Cool. All right. Next scene, we're going to go to the long dormitory. All right, we have exceedingly long dormitory hall filled with vampires. Let's take a look at that. So, levels, long dormitory hallway. Cool. And if you guys haven't seen this, this is pretty hilarious. All sorts of vampires in this long hallway, right? So what's interesting about this is that the hallway is actually kind of longer than our mocap space. So instead of like doing one shot, we might have to adapt based off of the fact that the hallway is really, doing. It's exceedingly long somehow. So if you want to see, all the vampires are having fun. Weren't the doors opening and closing too at one point? Okay, okay. So and you documented all that, right? Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with. Oh, I was looking at the wrong side. Oh no, there they are. Super cool. So as we walk through, like as like you imagine the RA walks down the hallway, all the doors are going to open with the RA. That's cool. It's a very cool interaction to have. All right, so um, in this scene, I think all we need is the RA. So I'm going to bring in the root actor, start us off, and then back in our skeletal meshes. Sorry. Assets, skeletal meshes, RA. There we go. That's exceedingly tall RA and exceedingly long. No, it's just up high. All right, and just drag it down and put it on top of that root actor, and then zero it out. And if we did need to scale the character, that's fine. Cool. So we can shoot that with our Shiba Inu. And this one just has a tongue sticking out. This is not face tracking, but it's a very wonderful tongue sticking out, Grant. Well done. And I went ahead and did the two-sided thing for the eyeballs.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll resolve these things sometime. Okay, so now moving on to the script. We've got the dorm room. All right, so we saw the dorm room a little bit last week from Ryan. Let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, we'll just put the right characters in there. Levels, and it was called S dorm room, right? LVL. S dorm room right there. So it's debatable, and I don't know, were we thinking about merging the two to make it in one scene, or do you think we just do it with some clever editing and make it look like it's one? Okay. And like I said, I had opened up the hall a little bit. So these are all joined together, and then you can just move them all together. We can close it back. Just want to give us a little more space. We can. Oh, okay. So that was. So this is ready to go.
Basically, if you hired like backlogs kind of brings
Amazing. And this is like some Z fighting here with the floor. There we go. Raise it up or lower it. Cool. Hey, there's Dirk. All hanging out. And then I added in the conspiracy theory. Here you go. I saw that one when I was browsing the internet. I was like, well, there's our poster right there. So I got to contribute a little bit. Cool. This is a great dorm room. I like this set. I wish we had more scenes here. So we have a pile of books, but then we also need to add in uh, Philip's book as well, right? Because that's what's in his hand. So I'm going to again put a VP root in here. Oops. And then, Derek, since you're there, you want to grab the Satan? Oh, okay. I was just trying to mini hands make things lift lighter, whatever the heck that goes. So it's under skeletal meshes, and then it is a vegan Satan final, and there's a blueprint in there.
Is there a name convention for characters?
Um,
Sorry, for material, the one for like avatars.
Avatars would be skeletal mesh, which is SK underscore.
Oh.
You got him in there? All right, so here he is, and then I'm going to take him and parent him to that root. And then in this scene is also going to be the RA. Cool. And then also parent it to that root, and then you can like zero them out. Cool. That's gonna be intimidating. That RA is quite overpowering on the Satan. I'm gonna maybe just make it 0.75. Cool. That's a little bit closer. And then this scene is good. Oh, and then we need to add in the book. So that's assets, models, meshes, Philip's book. Here we go. So there's a couple ways we could do this. First of all, it's a little small, so we're going to make it 10 times bigger. There it is. And everyone could observe in all its glory how to quell oppressive canine authoritarianism. And because dogs and cats and have horrible spelling, yeah, like there's a whole like lol speak thing. Someone should teach them how to spell. So we have this one. We could try to parent it to say, let's make it movable. Try to parent it, but we might have to just add it to the Satan's blueprint. Oh no, let's me choose a bone. So let's do left hand, and then zero it out. And look, so you guys see that? When I parented it, let me choose a bone, and now it's parented to his hand. So he's literally going to flap that book around. So the actor will have to pantomime and kind of like do this. It's much easier than doing props, prop tracking. And then of course you can like toggle physics on. It could fall off and all that kind of stuff if you want to do it on show control. Cool. Anything else in this scene that we need to get set up? So the graduation ticket. How are we going to do that one? So let's find the ticket. Beautiful. So rigid bodies are definitely something that has changed this pipeline. Uh, what we'll do is we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll put the ticket in the RA's hand for right now. We could track it though, and we could go back and do data on it later. We could import the data. but for right now, let's just have it in the hand. Again, we could like toggle it on with a key press or something like that, so it's like out of your, like you do with a quarter. Mm. So take the ticket, make it movable, and then put it on the root, or put it on Shiba. Oh, I see. That's why it worked, because it didn't have the blueprint. If we switch out the Shiba RA with just the now we can do that. We'll take it and choose like the left hand. All right, and zero it out. Cool. That scene is done. Back to the treatment. All right, we got the books, 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 books. The rubble. Let's take a look at the rubble. So if we hit play, I should be able to hit the wall. There it goes, and it falls. Looks like it's ready to go. All right, tested and ready. Cool. All right, so Act 1, we're ready to shoot it. All right, so let's go ahead and do Act 2. Act 2 again is going to be, it has this montage. There's a lot of like maps we're going to load and compile shaders on. We need to have the sign saying graduation this way. So let's find the sign. Anyone care to shout out the name of the sign? Maybe sign? Yes, I was able to figure things out on my own. Oh, so you just drag them in together? Okay. So what I'm going to do is say assets graduation sign, assets graduation sign. This is a great use of a blueprint, just to go uh, BP grad sign. Does the torch go in as well? Okay. All right. So we can just literally take these meshes and drag them in. Boink. There we go. It might be compiling still. Um, but we can fix it. Let's go to the jungle and throw it in. So levels, jungle campus. Cool. And I see that we have some bookmarks. It means people's already gotten some camera angles in there. Asset, graduation sign. Oops, that was just the torch. That was my bad. I'm not being smart. Delete. Let's bring in the bookmark. Cool. And again, I could place it, but anyone can grab it and put it where they want. And let's just see if the materials can be put back on. All right, so the torch bottom is purple. Then, so somehow the materials got disconnected. All right, so the arrow is purple. Okay. So purple selected here. I could say import, and then the text purple. There we go. What was that? Yeah. Where do you want it? Cool. Torch. That work? Cool. So now, back to this. So we have that. Then we have the riding a bike um, around the campus. So I saw the bike in there, and there's a suitcase. Let's take a look at that. I know that that was submitted last week. So where's the bike? Bike, bike. If anyone turned to the bike, let me know what it was called. Otherwise, I'll just city. All right, we're gonna move on so we don't lose too much time. But we definitely we're still missing a bike there. We can find it somewhere else. Somebody else wants to go on a mission to find it. All right, moving on. Let's take a look some of our other locations. Crossing a desert with no water. Okay, so let's get to the desert. Is that the one that says? Oh yeah, Sarah's not with us right now. Shin, did you work with Sarah to put the storm in the desert?
Yeah. Two.
So here's our desert, and then your sandstorms are right here, and it's this OSC. Crazy. It is the way it is now. So, oh, so it has to be in the level. Gotcha. Okay. So here it is. That's fine. I see what you're doing here. So now it's connected. And what you want to do is you want to toggle it off and on. Okay.
So the yeah, do the photos,
Oh, cool.
but it doesn't work.
Oh, not so cool. What what we'll do is
That's why one how you yeah, I was supposed to update it.
that's okay. So all we have to do is add in the blueprint interface, compile, and then get a reference to toggle. And then add a reference. We can toggle visibility. Anyway, we just turn it off and on. Not toggle, we want to set visibility. There we go. Now it's ready to go. Crazy storm. All right, so this one is just going to be our vegan Satan by himself. You really wanted Satan to suffer. Cool. Ready to go. All right. And the next one, we go to the beach, right? The hole goes away, so there's a hole there. I need to take a look at the hole first of all. So we have this hole right here, and so I can't select it because the sandstorm's in the way. One of these settings things you can say, don't allow transparent selection, and now I can select objects. Here's the Sarah's quicksand, and it looks like it's set up to move when we walk over it. So that's this box. So I'll move it up, and hopefully that'll trigger it to go down. Otherwise, we pantomime. That probably won't work, but it's okay. At least we got a desert. Okay, let's look at the beach, which was our last edition, which is called Beach. And unfortunately, I saw that the fireflies are missing on here, right? So you have, uh, or butterflies or fire, your particle systems aren't here. So if anyone's still in the multi-user editing, if you guys can all follow me, I need a group to come help me put in all these particle systems.
Did you want to bike still?
If you, we can't. Is it already in the project?
No, I just.
We can't upload anything right now. We can do it later after the multi-user. Thanks. Um, so the beach has water. We couldn't find it earlier because the water plugin wasn't turned on. That was the last commit to the project. But if we go to your folder for the bioluminescent beach, let's see if we can put this back together. Material, you want to look for uh, sand. Let's see. What was the name? Do you remember what your material name is for the sand? Floor tiles, desert. Hmm. All right. So if we go to there's a folder called Fireflies underneath bioluminescent beach. There's a folder called Fireflies. This is not it. Sorry, you have to yell at me. Okay. Yeah, so it has all the glow ducts. So those we have some fireflies we can add in. And so this is if everyone can find who's in this level with me, can just start spreading out the material.
Foliage, yeah, could have put all the tree
Ah,
and have all that part.
okay. So we're gonna have to just do fireflies to be quick because we're gonna run out of time. Yeah. So we have the things are here. So let's find out where we want to shoot it. And let's maybe paint some brushes, make some stuff here. Grass. And then, did you paint those on? Okay. Right. All right, we'll go ahead and these right here. Thank you. Let's give it a shot. Let's make this a little bit bigger. That's a little bit dense. It's a little dense. Let's go. And I'm sorry that this didn't, I definitely saw it in your documentation. That's almost. All right. Just want to see, make sure that they're there. All right, we're gonna get a foliage tool. And all right, we'll play around with that when we get there. But in general, we got some fireflies. And I think it's just having problems with the materials. Play. Again, as long as we have the motion, we should be good. So let's make up a VP route here. We can always come back and edit it later, is what I'm trying to say. And then let's add in Satan. And then now we're going to have our character, the butterfly. So we have mysterious butterfly here. I feel like this is a little incomplete because I know it's a little more complicated. Let's look at, was Sarah the person who did the butterfly? Okay, so let's just see her level and see if it's in there. Put together. All right, so here's our character. Looking pretty crazy. Ah, so it's BP Sarah. No, it's just put together like this. Very interesting. So, no idea how this is put together. So what we're going to do is go back to the beach. And let's see. Sky. All right. And let's just bring in the level for Sarah. Existing. Maps. Sarah. Oh, it's loaded. And it was called Mysterious Butterfly. It was called Idol. Show me only and current level. Walking. Here it is. Where is it? Sorry, take walking. And move it to our VP root actor. We're going to move it into a persistent. And then put on the VP root actor. There we go. This is going to be using animation asset. And we need to create an animation blueprint. ABP butterfly. And then you get it ready for live link. Cool. Moving on from the beach, we have the what about the tsunami? Don't we have an ocean scene? Can you be a little louder? Sorry. Ocean storm. All right, so we got a good old-fashioned ocean. No, terrifying. All right, it has sound and everything, guys. We're gonna go and put a VP root out here, and this is Satan just hanging out by himself, trying to swim. Cool. Might have to adjust them a little bit later on when we actually could see. VP root actor. This is tough going. I would not want to be a vegan Satan right now. Might have to scale them up a little bit because the ocean's so crazy. Let's go to 10 times bigger. There we go. That'll get started. All right, so oceans discovered. We wash up on the beach, and then we go to a cave that has a portal. Magic portal. Okay, let's find the cave. Which, Andrew, you called cave, right? Yeah. And then, Alan, you have the portal, and it's what map? A little Easter egg there of another book. And then we're going to bring in a map called Portal. Portal. There it is. Did it break again? Let me just open it by itself. Portal. All right. Map portal. All right. There, it looks good. So all we need is P portal and you just need these two, right? All right. So I'm gonna go back over to portal and teleportation. I'm gonna go back over to the beach. Sorry, the cave. Particle portals and teleportation. So we're gonna make this. So I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna copy them, paste them, and then get rid of portal. And there it is. It's not the worst position for it, but you know. Come back over here. For right now, this is okay. We can move around later on. So now we have a portal to another world. Cool. That is Act 2. Making record time. So Act 3, luckily, is all in one location. And who was it? It was Cleo, this was you, and who else was that? Oh yeah, both of you. Okay. And where is that? Sanctuary? So it has both the inside and the outside. All right, so there's a couple of shaders that to compile everyone. Uh, we have our spaceships and our Lamborghinis. We're still compiling shaders, but I think we still need to add yachts in here, right? There's yachts in the project, and we're trying to be faithful to the script, you know. Let's see, boat. No,
Like all the models, right?
it's too late to do that for right now, but we can always add it in after we're done with multi-user. We won't be able to see it. All right, so this is the outdoor, and then this is our indoor. All right, so it literally is a sanctuary. So butterflies go to church, and we got butterflies hanging out now that their shaders are compiling. Cool. So I think what we need here is uh, some vampires. So I'm going to show you vampires are at the bottom. Cool. And we can start bringing them in. All right. Looking good. I'm going to Alt drag, just duplicate. Alt drag, duplicate. And then row by row. And that's how you fill a sanctuary full of vampires. We've got our fearless leader, which also has face capture on it. Corgi Stalin. There we go. He's giving a speech. And then let's put the VP root here and bring in Satan and Butterfly. Again, I'm not quite sure how the particles are set up on that one. Cool, and now you guys are seeing how you build a project as performance art. Only show me what's in this level. Oh, I stole it from the other one. Let us. We will remove. We can add the particles later. I'm just going to bring in the animation blueprint. All right. And vegan Satan. Cool. All right, let's look at the script and see what else we can finalize. So, we got the cars with it there. We have vampires inside. We have the Corgi leader. We have Bloody Marys inside the Satan's hands already. We're gonna do maybe a close-up shot. We can knock down the Satans. So let's give you guys a little sample of this magic. So here they all milling about. And then if I press, what was it? Let's stop again. Let's open it up. 1 and 2. All right, so let's change game mode. Vampire. So I'm not showing it, but we can put together real quick. Let's get Max open. And cool. Let's lock and load. Try one more time. How would you put OSC in there? All right, play. Server started. You guys see that we can throw vampire around and then raise from the dead, and then fall down and raise from the dead. Good job. And you got documentation on this, Amon? So, okay. So he made a state machine so that it could be any animation that the vampire has, and we can live VJ that. Cool. And then we need, I think, the banquet was the last piece that I could think of right now. What is the banquet asset called? That's in your level. Let's take a look at it. Did I move them? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. And that's your banquet. There's piling shaders. And then there's a table as well. And then there's a kiwi hanging out. All right. So what we'll do is your banquet's right there in the blueprints. This is exactly where it should be. And the metal table is in there. Okay. So let's just go back and I'll just add them in manually. So your sanctuary. And let's do BP banquet. Let's do that differently. Just look for banquet. It was in assets, blueprints. This is the one. Boom. And then we have the metal table. Boom. And then we have a pile of kiwis somewhere. You just have the single kiwi, right? We don't have the pile of kiwis. It's in your own level? Okay. Just LVL Fiona? Okay. I will load it up this way. And let's just see. Oh, show me in current level. That one looks empty. Let's take a look. All right. And Fiona. All I see is this cube in your map. There's a chance it wasn't up, it wasn't pushed. Okay, that's fine. I mean, some of the stuff is I know you did it. I just sometimes source control causes issues if you don't get a chance to check it on another computer. So what we'll do is we have a Kiwi in there, and that'll suffice for right now. So we can start shooting. All right, so we got a Kiwi. Kiwis. Kiwis. Simulate physics. Simulate. Hmm. Ah, the table doesn't have collisions. That's okay. We'll kick the Kiwis around. All right. Fun. I think that was it. Oh, in the hospital room, which was up to me and I didn't do it. So we'll just do a scene in black where the character leans forward. If you don't mind. All right. Guys, it took 3.5 hours to get the mocap system up and running. So she just said it's ready for us. I stalled us for time, and we're gonna be good. So she's gonna calibrate us. But we got to use multi-users editing, maybe not as much as I'd want to, but I think that you guys saw that everyone can be working on their own levels while I'm working on my levels, and we can all just share and collaborate at the end. So anything else I miss? Uh, oh, butterfly shaped cookies. Cookies. Okay. We'll just include it in your blog post for right now. We can't add it in right there, but we can add it when we get to the other computer. Cool. All right, so that's everything. So if I go to this multi-user browser, some of you guys are still hanging out, go ahead and leave. So once everyone ejects from the map, I can push the changes to our repo and then pull it down. Cool. Oh, I have to leave too. That's right. All right, so I left, and then now I'm moving over to our server computer, and I think Min Younger the last one. Ah, see if I can. Let's see if I can eject you. I'm sure it'll be fine. Uh, ah, look at that, Fiona. Look at this. It was on the other computer, but it wasn't on my computer. Guys, there's a ghost in the machine. I don't know. There we go. Cool. It was a little hard to control from over here, but cool. And then Min Young, if you just like crash your computer.
Any disk, so please go for that.
AnyDesk isn't great, but it's small and free. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Then you can always go back, and sometimes it loses its connection, and I've had to rejoin. Let's see. Let's see if I can just persist changes now. All right, so I get to eject. This is gonna be hard to do remotely. Are you about to leave a session containing changes? Do you want to persist the changes? Yes. If this works without error, I'm gonna say this is the most successful multi-user session I've ever done. All right, so those are the only changes because mainly they were map changes. All right, we didn't really change that many assets. All right, so it's doing it. So I'd say I'm gonna stop the recording and